Hello, my spooky friends.
My name is Cassie.
And I'm Caitlin.
And welcome in to I'd Survive. Okay, we are recording this episode not too early, but a little early because I'm going to be going on a trip with my family next week.
Ooh.
So this is episode number 2 that we're recording in a week.
Yeah.
So again, I've just been trying to get ready for my trip. No new horror on my end. Except actually I can say last night I played a game on Twitch.
You did?
That was a horror game. Yes, it's called Who's at My Door? And I actually really liked it and I would recommend it. It's quick. It took me maybe an hour and a half to get through. And it's one of those, like, the whole concept is you are hallucinating, and if it's an anomaly thing as well.
I knew it would be just on the title.
Yes. It's like every day someone's knocking at your door, and you have to go through your apartment, and if you see an anomaly, which is in this game like a hallucination,
okay,
that means you shouldn't answer the door, and instead you should take your meds.
Wait, that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Love that.
And then, like, if you do see hallucinations, there was a good amount of jump scares as well. If you do see something, or if you don't see any of that, then you answer the door and, like, someone delivers you your meds for next time. It's so, and then there's
cool.
there is a story happening where, like, a story's unraveling. You're finding things through your hallucinations.
Sure.
And
yeah.
then it ends with, like, kind of like what's supposed to be like a twisty punch, which was like nothing crazy, but I was like, oh shit, cool. So
that is fun.
You know, it was fun. So if you're looking for like a one stream game, I would recommend that to if you want like a one stream horror game.
I do love
it was fun.
Yeah, one stream games can be really fun.
Yeah.
I did watch one thing since last time. Just before this, actually. I watched Final Destination 5. Which was
great times.
Shockingly amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't expect anything from this one because, like, this one, people talked about the first 3, said 4 sucked, and then never said anything to me about 5 ever. Like, I had no expectations going to this one. I didn't know what the opening scene was. Usually, I'd go in kind of having an idea of what it was going to be.
Oh wait, what is the opening scene? Why do I not remember?
It's a bridge.
Okay, yes.
Bridge sequence.
It's weird because I will say with 5, the opening scene isn't what sticks out to me, but like everything else that happens does for some reason.
That's fair.
Like it's just solid. It's so good.
The whole thing is just, it was unique. It was fresh in comparison to the first 4. Like I was really surprised, and I think it's my favorite Final Destination movie because I wasn't even a big fan of the first one outside of the opening scene. I didn't really like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked it, but didn't love it. Except this one I loved. I love this one.
Yeah. So. I'm so happy you liked it because I was like, and it's interesting that you say like no one talked about it because I think when it first came up in conversation between us, I was like, I really love 5, but I don't know what the common opinion is, but I really love it. And I think that must be what happens. For some reason, we don't talk about it, but everybody just mutually agrees that it's good.
I think that's probably true. I think people get so caught up on how bad 4 is. And you know what? I also, this is probably part of why I haven't posted my 4 reaction yet. So people haven't had the opportunity to get past it to then start talking about 5. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
So that's probably part of why I haven't been hearing about it.
Yeah. Maybe you'll see like a bunch. Like I'm so excited for the next one now that you'll be posting 4.
Yeah. That's my guess.
Amazing. Now you just have Bloodlines left.
I know.
Have you heard any opinions on that one?
I hear it's really good.
Okay.
And I feel like, was it you that said the CGI was not great?
Yes.
Okay.
Which, like, it doesn't need to be.
No, it doesn't.
But it was, like, for me, it was at, like, a goofy level of, like, that doesn't look good. I mean, but it's fine.
To be fair, like, that is not what I expect out of these movies. Is like good CGI.
Exactly.
I'm just like, oh, wow, that's a lot of blood.
Yeah. You knowing that, I wonder if you'll, because that's not something I hear a lot of people, like, I think that was just a me thing.
Sure.
So I wonder if it'll be on your mind at all, and if you'll see it too.
Listen, I survived the Stranger's CGI blood door.
The door.
So I can survive anything. I can take anything.
Speaking of survival, this
are
week's
we surviving?
episode.
That was a really scary laugh.
Oh man, let's get the laughs out now. I literally told Caitlin before we started recording, I was like, by the way, this one's not fun.
Oh boy.
This one's a bit dark. And when we first started the podcast, I remember I made like a movie ideas list before I even wrote my first script.
Forgot
and this
about
was
that.
like on that list right away because I think this is a movie that just really stuck out to me as one of like just the most chilling, scariest things I've seen. And I wouldn't be upset if someone was like, it wasn't scary at all. Like you know what I mean? But
yeah, it's different for everyone anyway.
It's different. But for me, it just really stuck with me. And I was like, when I finished watching this movie the first time, I immediately was like, I need to talk to someone. I need to talk to someone about this. So here we are 4 years later. I'm ready to talk about it.
You finally get to talk about it.
Yeah. Okay. The Chalk Line is a Spanish mystery psychological thriller.
Okay, I love it.
So yeah, it's not even listed as horror, but it is horrific. There's not much to say as far as background for this one. It had a theatrical release in Spain, and then it hit Netflix in October of 2022.
Okay.
And I just happened to watch it, and it was one of those movies where I was like, yeah, was why is no one talking about this? I mean, okay, now I'm getting into hyping it up too much territory of like, it's so crazy. It's like not, but it's just... it stands out for some reason.
I feel like, to be fair, like just foreign movies in general have a lot harder time being talked about here.
Yeah.
So it's like that could be part of it. I know
that's true.
For me, when I want to throw on a movie, like I never pick one that in another language because like you got to lock in if you want to just do subtitles. And I'm just so usually not in the mood to lock in that much.
Me too.
So
me too. I did go through a brief K-drama era and I really loved it, but then life got too busy and I just haven't. I've not watched a lot of foreign stuff either.
Yeah.
Before we get into it, reminder that we do have a Patreon where you can watch the video version of today's episode along with some exclusive bonus content. And our Discord is linked below as well if you would like to follow along with the interactive worksheet that we will fill out ourselves along the way. So the movie opens on the night of October 16th. We meet married couple Paula and Simon. And you'll never guess what they're doing.
Are they driving?
They're driving down the road.
Hey.
And as they're driving, suddenly Simon stops Paula. He sees something up ahead. It's a little girl wandering around in the middle of the road.
I just had this conversation in a reaction. It happens in an episode of The Midnight Club.
Oh.
In like one of their
Oh my gosh, what was the conversation?
Well, because it's like, do you stop for the little girl or is it a trap?
Ugh, I know.
So.
It's harder. I think like a grown woman, because people do like perceive women as more vulnerable to men, I would say on average. And so like a lot of the times you hear those stories of like a man and a woman working together and like the woman goes and lures people with like her vulnerability. So a grown woman, I never would. Like I know I never would.
I agree.
It's more of a situation. Like if I see something's really wrong, I'd call the cops and be like, hey, this person needs help here. With a kid,
it's so much harder.
It is harder. Or like a puppy.
Okay.
Not to compare children and puppies, but now I'm thinking about the clip you sent me last night.
I did send you a clip last night because I saw it and live and I said I'm clipping this for Cassie.
Yeah.
No, because like the thing is, I feel like I wouldn't stop for a kid just because I'm so scared. Like that this is very real that people use these reasons.
Yes.
But then I would think about that child every single day for the rest of my life. It would haunt me because it's like, what if they actually did need help? You know?
Maybe it would be the same thing of like just pulling over, not getting out, calling the cops.
True.
You know? But yeah, I feel you. Like you can never know what that is.
Nope.
So yeah, she looks to be around 6 years old and there's no one else in sight. She's all alone. It's like dead of night, pitch black. So they stop the car, they get out and they start trying to talk to her. But she ignores them and she just keeps walking away down the road.
Okay.
Then a motorcyclist comes racing down the road from the opposite end toward them. And he's not slowing down as he rounds the corner. And he doesn't seem to see this girl. And then the girl just starts running toward the motorcycle, like running faster down the road. And at the last second, the cyclist does see her and completely wipes out, like hurting himself, but the girl isn't hit in the process.
Oof.
However, she falls to the ground and like seems to pass out. I don't know from what.
Sure.
So Simon and Paula take her into the hospital. I'm assuming that they also called the ambulance for the cyclist, but we just never see him again.
Don't worry about that guy.
He's probably fine. And at the hospital, obviously, they're getting a lot of questions that they can't answer. They don't know this girl's name. Nobody was with her. The hospital's confused because there haven't been any reports of like a missing child that anyone's looking out for locally. Sure. It's a long night, but eventually Simon and Paula return home and decompress. We see Paula go into the bathroom and inject a fertility shot into her stomach. But then her bag that she keeps these shots in, she hides it behind the bathroom mirror. So I guess her husband doesn't know that she's doing this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They end up both returning to the hospital later to check on the girl and are told by the staff that she responds to the name Clara. Like they found out because there was a nurse named Clara and then there was a response from the child with that name, but she has yet to actually speak, appearing to be like completely mute right now. She's been put under a treatment that is supposed to help her get better. It's vague what's wrong with her, but they say it wasn't like the crash or anything. They know her kidneys are like close to failing.
Oh, wow.
And she was already sick, like when this couple, we found her on the road.
Sure.
Then they enter the playroom in this hospital to find Clara freaking out, fighting off multiple nurses. And the nurse that's been filling us, the couple in, is confused seeing this. Clara's been on good behavior. She's asking like if something happened with one of the other children. But Paula notices that Clara is fighting to stay inside a chalk box that she has drawn around herself.
Okay.
Yes. So she goes to her and holds on to her, telling her that they'll stay right here if that's what she wants. And Clara immediately calms down, like now that no one's trying to get her out of this chalk box.
Okay, Hokum. Love that.
Ooh, yeah. So several weeks pass without any parents claiming Clara as their own. Simon and Paula continue to visit. Some background on them. They live in a forested, upper-class neighborhood of literal villas. And this neighborhood is very much an everybody knows everybody situation, to the point where a lot of these couples often get together for dinner at each other's houses. The two other married couples that they're really close with are Eduardo and Maite, and Claudia and Beltran. One day when visiting the hospital, the doctors mention how much Simon and Paula's presence really has a really good effect on Clara, down to her health, like on a physical health level. And after some consideration, they ask Simon and Paula if they would be open to taking her in for a couple days at their home to see if like the environment would help her improve, since she seems to really trust them and feel safe with them.
Is this
I don't know if this would ever happen in real life.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I don't think they would ever do this.
Yeah, I wonder. I do wonder.
They'd have to go through like background checks and stuff.
Oh, absolutely, I would assume. I also do wonder, just like Spain versus USA, like if this is if there's something there, or if like anyone from Spain is like, no, we wouldn't do that.
No way.
Like we wouldn't do that here either.
That's so interesting.
It's pretty intense. Yeah. So Simon and Paula both agree they're happy to take Clara in for as long as necessary. Did I say the hospital like tells them it only for a couple days? Like she's getting better, but like we want her to get to 100% because then she'll likely need to then go to an orphanage officially or something if no one is going to come for her. So there was a really sweet scene where, not so sweet, the hospital had Clara sedated and restrained in her bed because she gets upset when she's not in the box.
Right.
And when Simon and Paula came in to visit, this is the sweet part, Clara used all of like the strength that she had to move her fingers toward them, like wanting to hold one of their hands.
Okay, yeah.
So they do, like, I believe the movie when it tells me that a really great bond, a special bond has been created here.
Right.
When Simon and Paula tell their friend group that they'll be taking her in, they've been keeping them up to date about like everything from the start.
Yeah.
The group is a bit hesitant of such a big responsibility. So this is, it is out of the norm.
Yeah.
Eduardo is like, well, what if something goes wrong? Like, isn't it better for her to be in the hospital? Do you guys have like all the
that is
equipment necessary to take care of this sick child?
That's so scary. I would be, my anxiety could never.
The guilt if like something went wrong.
It's real. Exactly.
Yeah. Maite stresses the same opinion and asks like how long she'll be staying, to which they are quick to inform them just a couple days. And they're very happy to take on the responsibility. And you do have to think about, Paula taking those fertility injections. So she's very maternal. She wants to be a mom very badly. And so she feels like very protective of this child, maybe with that side of her personality as well.
Yeah.
So They bring her home one night. They got a little penguin stuffed animal, and they tuck her into the bed that they've set up in a spare room. And then Paula draws a chalk square around like the entire bed with a little bit of room so that she can get out and like sit on the floor and play with toys as well.
Right. Okay.
The next morning, they wait together for Clara to wake up and see how she reacts to these arrangements. And she reacts positively. She doesn't freak out.
Okay.
But she also won't, of course, walk outside the chalk. We're not surprised. They try to coax her with food for breakfast, but they don't really push too hard either. They try to set it outside the square and they're like, just reach for it. Will you at least reach for it? And she just, nope. So they don't push that, but they try, you know?
Yeah, because like it's obviously not a behavior that you want her to get too comfortable with. Just from this perspective.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So they set some yogurt inside the line and are happy like to see that she's eating it. So like that's a sign of trust that they're happy to see.
Right.
And later that morning, Paula notices that Clara is really transfixed by a plant on the windowsill. So she sets it inside the line. Clara plays with the leaves. She's very gentle. And at one point, Paula and Clara's like they touch hands through the leaves and it's just very wholesome.
Yeah.
But then when Paula pulls the plant outside of the line again, Clara won't reach over and touch it. So Paula takes the chalk and extends a chalk rectangle box outside of the side of the square box and then like erases the line. So it's like, you know, creating a new shape to see if that's okay. And Clara takes a look, a little unsure at first. But yes, she's willing to walk along the rectangle because she's still inside the lines. So the entire day turns into them drawing chalk lines all over the house.
I was thinking, like, what if we gotta pee? Do we extend this to the bathroom?
We gotta go into the bathroom. They take it up the stairs so that Clara has room to like explore and walk around and go to the areas that they'll be in and everything. And overall, it's like a good first day. They like have a system figured out and Clara seems comfortable enough. So
good.
The next day, Clara's doctor, Gloria, comes to check in and they show her the pictures that Clara's been drawing. They're all normal drawings, her stuffed penguin, the plant, things like that. Yeah, thank God. You don't see that too much.
Exactly. No, we do not.
But in all of the drawings, she draws a black box around them as if like she's drawing a chalk line, even for the things that she draws. And Gloria asks Paula and Simon to leave the room while she works with Clara one-on-one for a moment, which Paula is not happy with, but they end up listening and leaving. And when they hear screaming happening seconds later, they rush back in to find that Gloria has erased the chalk around Clara. And now Clara is kicking and screaming and fighting for her life.
Yeah.
So
good job, doctor.
Paula rushes over. Right, like, I get it. You said, like, it's something that we should work on. But there's got to be steps along the way here.
Just like completely like, let's just take it away. Ooh, maybe not.
Paula rushes over and steps in, redrawing the line around Clara and holding her close. And now when Clara was screaming at Gloria, she was saying the word booma. So like she's screaming words. This is her first time really speaking.
Oh, yeah.
She said the word booma over and over, and this isn't a Spanish word. So later when Clara has calmed down, Gloria tries to ask her what that word was that she was saying. Clara won't tell her, but she starts whispering in Paula's ear. And again, she's saying words that they don't understand, likely a different language.
Okay.
But they aren't really getting anywhere with this. Clara isn't answering questions about like where she lived. And when asked about her parents, she just like cups Paula's cheek and looks into her eyes and like calls her mom. So they're like, are you telling us you have a mom? Or are you like, no, these are my parents now.
Yeah, right.
I don't want to talk about what I've been through.
Sure.
So later that night, Paul is lying with Clara in a fort that they've made, and she promises her that no matter what, while she's here, nothing bad can happen to her, which always stresses me out. Like, I don't think I could ever...
Right.
Like, I get the sentiment, but I don't know if I could ever say that. Just, like, nothing bad can happen.
Yeah.
Like, well, I can't promise that.
You can't, unfortunately.
But, you know, it's a kid and it's nice.
Sure.
So
I'm also thinking to myself, like, if she's asleep at night, and I think this is because it seems like they're just like, oh, what a weird thing. She likes her chalk things. But like with the amount of horror that we've consumed, if somebody was like freaked out about leaving a chalk outline, I would be scared because that's such a thing. in horror. So I feel like something I would try is like erasing a little bit of the line at night while she's asleep. See if she senses it. See if she, because imagine she sensed that.
Yes, and just like wakes up.
Yeah. I feel like I would that be like would be very telling with it because it's interesting. Obviously, I don't
to narrow down what's going on here.
Yeah.
So yeah, she makes that promise, and then Clara reaches into a little pocket of her penguin stuffed animal and pulls out this little angel that she's crafted herself out of paper and string and other random things that she's like picked up around the house.
Okay, cute.
And she gives it to Paula, and it's adorable. It makes me want to sob. She's so cute. So Paula's elated because she's like, okay, this is like a sign that even though I left her alone with the doctor, she still trusts me and everything. We get another dinner scene between the couples of the neighborhood where Paula and Simon fill them in on everything so far. Big news that she started talking even though they can't really understand her, and Claudia suggests that she bring her daughter over the next morning for Clara to play with because like maybe that would be good for her to have another kid. Mm-hmm. They're around the same age.
Yeah, makes sense, but it scares me a little.
Yeah. So the next morning she does just that. Of course, Clara's pretty standoffish at first, but eventually the girls walk off together to play in another room.
Okay.
And then in the kitchen, Paula makes some jam on toast for Claudia, who is pregnant, by the way, her friend Claudia. But when Claudia bites into her toast, something is very wrong. And Paula watches as Claudia, panicked, fishes out a shard of glass that got lodged up into the roof of her mouth.
Oh.
Yeah. So later on, cut to.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Later on, Paula gets back from dropping Claudia at home, and apparently she's going to be fine, but it was scary.
Yep.
And when she gets back, Simon's in the kitchen, and he has cleared out all of their jars of jam. And in the jam jar that Paula used to serve Claudia, he found 7 shards of glass.
Oh.
And with the chalk line borders, Clara has access to the fridge, and he thinks Clara might have done this because he's like, well, we didn't.
Right. You know? Yeah.
But Paula thinks that he's like out of his mind for thinking that she would be capable of that.
I wouldn't think it would make sense that she would do it, but I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility.
Right. It's like when he says that, you immediately want to be kind of on Paula's side and be like, no way.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, well, what then?
Exactly.
You know?
What's the alternative?
They move on from that discussion, and he's headed out for some errands. Paula asks him to buy more chalk when he's out, and later when he gets back with it, they see the German word for chalk listed on the pack, and they recognize it as one of the words that Clara has spoken to them.
Sure.
So they call Dr. Gloria, and she comes over with her tape recorder where she recorded all of Clara's talking the other day. Other words that they find in German that she used the other day are punishment and fear.
Oh, good.
Great signs.
Yeah.
But when they search up the word Buma,
yes,
it doesn't come up in German either.
Buma. What's Buma?
Yeah. But there's enough German being used here that Dr. Gloria decides that she'll inform the authorities because it could help with their search for her parents. Mm-hmm. So the next day, it's the usual routine. Paula asks Clara all these personal questions, and Clara's refusing to answer them.
Mm-hmm.
But then Paula gets distracted with the sound of the washing machine clunking weirdly, so she rushes into the laundry room. There's water leaking out of it too, so she has to force it open. Inside, she finds a huge ring of keys in a pants pocket. Like maybe that's what caused the clunking. I don't know why it's leaking too, but whatever. When she goes back to the playroom, Clara isn't there.
Oh dear.
And this turns into a full-blown panic attack where Paula's running around the house looking for her, can't find her, to the point where she runs outside looking for her, even though you wouldn't think she would leave because there's no chalk outside.
Yeah.
But then when she comes back inside, Clara's just standing in the kitchen with Simon, who just got home. Oh. And he's pouring her a glass of juice and everything's fine. So
okay.
I think we're just demonstrating Paula's paranoia here when it comes to keeping Clara safe.
Fair.
And this is our first survivability check-in.
I forgot we did those. I was so locked in on the story that I was just I forgot that.
This is the kind of movie where I went into it being this might be a Saltburn thing where it comes down to one question at the end.
Right.
Or maybe it's going to work differently. But then as it went on, I was like, oh, actually, we have just a standard worksheet today.
Oh, okay, good.
But Act 1 is only 2 questions.
Okay.
First, how unlikely are you to continue to visit the sick little girl that you found on the road at the hospital and form a bond? So I'm just going to assume like we've taken the girl to the hospital.
Yeah.
But now that you have, no one's claiming her, are you likely to go back and continue to visit the girl and form that bond?
Ooh, I don't know if this is bad, but I don't think I would initially. I just don't like, I don't know. I feel like that wouldn't be considered, I don't want to say it wouldn't be considered normal, but like I don't think it would be an encouraged thing necessarily. Sure. I don't know. I'm going to say like 76.
Okay, yeah. I think that's fair. I went the opposite. I went 33.
Oh, okay.
Which is still like I feel like 2/3 of me probably would go back. And there's still a third of me that's like, I don't know. She's at the hospital. I hope everything goes well.
Yeah.
But I don't find it like our difference here. I like don't find it odd at all. Like I could just see it going either way.
Exactly.
But
yeah.
The fact that like no one's claiming her, I would just be like sad and be like, oh, how are you doing?
Yeah.
How are you doing, girl?
Yeah, that is crazy.
Okay, and then would you refuse to take the little girl home and take care of her per the hospital staff's request?
This is a difficult question simply because to me it's just so crazy.
I know.
It's so out of the norm.
Like, really? Are you sure I'm responsible enough for that?
Right. Like, I don't know. I think if they asked me, I'm really bad at saying no.
I know.
That's something that is very true. Like if they were like, this is going to help this child.
Yeah.
I actually think I'd be more likely to do this.
Same.
Than to go back and visit.
Well, okay.
Just because, I don't know, if someone's...
Well, you have the bond at this point. The thing is like she feels bonded to you. So then it's like...
Yeah, you've got to know
there's a level of how can I say no? Yeah.
And the doctors are asking.
Yeah.
And they're saying it's only a couple days. And I mean, this is technically putting yourself too much in the character, but obviously we also know that she wants a child. She's feeling very maternal. Ooh, I'm going to say like 28.
Wow, I went 52 here.
Okay.
I felt very 50-50 on this, where I don't know if this sounds bad for me, but I'm someone, this sounds really awful. But
I don't think it's going to sound as awful as you think.
Okay. Because I was going to say, I'm someone where like I care and I want to, like I'm more likely to go and visit at the hospital.
Sure.
I'm very likely to be that person. But then when it comes to like, can you take her into your home? I don't know if I'd be like, I have shit to do and I don't know if I can do this right now. I don't think I don't know.
True.
I don't know. I can't, I would like be so, I can do hospital visits, but I don't know if I can take a child into my home. You know what I mean?
No, that's totally valid.
Which like, it can sound bad where it's like, well, I'll visit you, but like, don't come over. you know what I mean?
No, but you're right.
It's like, I'm an absent parent. Okay.
No,
like everyone.
This child came out of nowhere. That is not relevant.
Yeah. There's so much circumstance.
No, and that's something I didn't even really consider, but I think that's, entirely valid. Like, no, I got stuff to do.
How can I handle this right now?
Exactly. You're so valid for that.
Okay, well, that brings my Act 1 to 43.
Mine's 52. So
cool. Yeah.
That's actually kind of low for an Act 1 now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
Whoops.
And all Act 1 is like, it's weird because it's like, do you help a little girl?
I know.
It's like, well, I guess so.
That's true. That is true. Ooh.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay. So later that day, Paula tries to talk to Clara about how she was hiding from her. And we can tell by Clara's demeanor that that's exactly what she was doing. Like when Paula was searching,
sure.
She was hiding. But she won't say why or what frightened her. Like she's not saying any words.
Oh, so it wasn't like a playful hiding.
We don't, based on the tone and like
the
way Clara's acting, it doesn't seem like it was playful.
Okay.
So Paula gets frustrated and it leads to her threatening to erase the chalk line if Clara doesn't talk to her. Like she wants to know like what's going on here. Obviously that doesn't go over well and Clara gets violent, like hitting and kicking her. So Paula immediately takes it back. And during all of this, when Paula stands and like looks out the window, her neighbor, Eduardo, like one of the couples, is looking out of his window and like very obviously judging what's going on in her house right now.
I don't like that.
Yeah. There's like this tone throughout the whole movie where it's like this upper class judgment tone.
Yes.
You know?
I get that for sure.
Yeah. Now cut to Dr. Gloria visiting them again and asking if Clara has like hit Paula or Simon at all, because obviously she hit her last time she visited it. So she wants to know if like that violent behavior is becoming a pattern. And Paula's honest, but like she says that it was her fault for trying to erase the chalk. And then on top of that, Gloria's like, and by the way, we had a wounded pregnant woman come to the hospital and she told us what happened. So I think she also thinks that it's possible that Clara put the glass in the jam, because that's what Claudia, the pregnant friend, also believes. That's kind of what Simon believes. Like, it's low-key just Paula that's like, no, she wouldn't do that. And everyone else is like, she might be dangerous.
Yeah.
Clara comes in with a picture that she's drawn for Paula and shows it to her. And it's, of course, all in a black rectangle. It looks like there's grass and a sky. Interesting proportions. It looks kind of weird. I don't know how to explain it.
Sure.
But it's grass and sky. And then there's like a black box sitting on the grass upside down, like maybe a house. And then the entire picture is like covered in thick red lines.
Okay, good.
And and Gloria asks her if this is her house, like where she used to live. Clara won't acknowledge her and like keeps staring very deeply into Paula's eyes, as if she's really counting on Paula to understand what she's drawn here.
Oh.
But Paula doesn't understand.
Yeah, like what is that?
Yeah, me as a viewer, I'm not like screaming at them like, obviously it's this. Like, I don't know what this is. Yeah. And Clara rips it in half and like stomps away frustrated that she's not being understood. So this Gloria visit ends with her saying that they'll be starting the paperwork to get Clara into an orphanage. And because it doesn't seem to be like helping her as much as they hoped it would being here.
Right.
And now we cut to Paula marching down her street later, where some other neighbors are just like congregating and hanging out. They do that. And she marches up to Claudia, pregnant Claudia, and freaks out on her for telling the hospital that it was Clara. And she basically tells her to stay out of her fucking business.
Ooh. Yeah. I mean, I don't think I would like go and I mean, if I was asked, I'd answer.
I would say there was like a piece of glass in my jam jar.
That's what I would say.
And I don't think I would explain like it that they have this child there, and I think it was her. It might have been her, and I probably wouldn't either.
No, I wouldn't bring that up unless it was like for some reason they knew I was there and they asked something. Like, you know what I mean?
Right. I'm not gonna lie for you, but I'm not gonna you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's pissed off. And then when Paula goes back home after telling her off, she goes around and like closes all the curtains around the house so that none of her neighbors can like look in and judge her anymore.
Ooh.
Yeah. And that night, instead of sleeping in bed with Simon, she ends up sleeping in bed with Clara. So she's like really isolating herself from everyone. Because, you know, Simon is part of that too, where he's like, I think she probably did this. So she's kind of isolating herself from everyone but Clara at this point. And we're at a point where, as the audience, we're not sure whether this is like a good or bad thing.
Yeah, like to me, it sounds like she's losing it a little bit, you know? And like it does worry me from that perspective.
Agreed. The next day, Paula's searching for that word that they still don't know, Booma, in a translator. And she's spelling it like a million different ways, trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And finally, she gets a hit with a specific spelling. The word translates to boogeyman in Spanish. Yeah. So that's not awesome.
No, it is not awesome.
Yeah, but she doesn't have any chance to react to that, because as she swallows down some of her coffee that she just made, she starts to choke on a piece of glass.
Oh my God. Okay.
And it's just her and Clara at home. So now she does look at her like, oh God, is it Clara? It's just us. Clara runs over to her and grabs onto her leg and like won't let her go as she's trying to run out of the room.
Yeah.
Paula ends up having to grab the chalk and like draw a new line, cutting off Clara's area so that she'll let go.
Oh wow!
Won't go over. And then Paula runs to the bathroom, and this piece of glass seems to be lodged deeper into the back of her throat than Claudia's.
Oh,
so
my God.
It's an awful sequence. This is not one of those like gory horror, but it's like these glass sequences have stuck with me a lot more than any fucking people getting cut in half in horror movies, you know?
Oh, yeah, like, because that's, like, so possible.
It's so crazy. Yeah, this feels very real, and it's just, like, you can relate to that feeling possibly happening.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's awful. She's trying to, like, fish it out with a pair of tweezers.
Why aren't you calling 911?
Well, probably because she doesn't want Clara to be getting in trouble.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually, though, she does get it out.
Oh, my God.
And then when she goes looking for Clara, she's actually gone this time. The front door is wide open. And she ends up having to call the police and report that she's, like, run off.
What?
Yeah.
This is not where I thought this was going. You know, up to this point, you know what movie this is reminding me a lot of?
What?
Bring Her Back.
Okay. Yeah. I always... Wait, Bring Her Back? Yes.
Yeah, it's like...
I always mix up Talk to Me is the other one.
Talk to Me, Bring Her Back.
I'm like, which one? Yes, Bring Her Back. It's like that same vibe of
strange child in the house.
What's going on with this child?
Yeah.
I can feel that in tone.
And also, like, you keep talking about the glass. That movie is about gore. And, like, there's a part where she, like, eats the knife.
Oh my God, I hate that. Yeah. I hate that. That's another one.
Yeah.
That knife thing would be on some of the worst things I've seen.
Yes.
In terms of violence and, like, gore.
Mm-hmm. Ugh, just thinking about it.
So, yeah, call the police, and they end up finding her jacket in the nearby lake. So divers are currently searching the lake more diligently.
Oh.
And the police question this being the second glass shard incident now.
Yes.
You know, she has to tell them. And they also know that this isn't the first time that Clara has run off. But Paula's like, no, she did not run off before. I think she was just hiding in the house before. But now this time she's out of the house. She's still insistent that Clara would never choose to leave the chalk lines. And she asks them to, like, keep their options open when it comes to what happened, insinuating that maybe someone lured her or took her out of the house somehow. Like, flashback to the word boogeyman and all that.
Yeah.
They're thinking, like, she tried to run off before and now she ran off again. Mm-hmm. And she's like, no, she was hiding before and now I think she was taken. And they're not really, like, believing that.
Yeah, which I get.
Yeah.
But, you know, like, based on the way you've described it, it doesn't sound like she would ever voluntarily leave these chalk lines. So.
And you would think, like, the hospital workers would understand that too. Like, whether they believe the glass stuff or not. When it comes to the chalk lines, like, they should be able to vouch for that.
Absolutely. Like, she physically attacked them over it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Over the next 24 hours, Paula gets next to no sleep. And at one point when she wakes up from a very brief nap, she finds the other two couples from the neighborhood are congregated in the living room with Simon.
Oh.
And they're basically just, like, talking about how they're worried for Paula and, like, her behavior and everything. So when she enters the room, it's a bit awkward. Yeah. Conversation changes immediately, and Claudia tries to make the energy more cheerful, bringing up the fact that their baby's due date has been moved to her husband Beltran's birthday, and they, like, think it's so cute and they're so happy. Like, that would be awesome if that happens. Meanwhile, Paula's just, like, completely checked out of the conversation.
Yeah, like, she doesn't care about that right now.
Yes, yeah. And silence falls as they just all stare at her until she looks up and she's like, what? And they ask what she thinks, like, trying to include her in the conversation. And Paula gets upset because, like, she thinks it's insanely rude for them to ask her what she thinks after years of infertility and now with Clara being missing. Like, she doesn't want to talk about Claudia's wonderful pregnancy at the moment.
Right?
Yeah.
Seriously.
And she asks them, like, she yells at them and tells them all to leave her house.
Yeah.
So they do.
Valid crash out.
Yeah, I agree. And Simon ends up telling her after they leave that if Clara is found, he doesn't want her staying with them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Paula is appalled by this. Very funny.
Very funny.
And then he hits her with, like, the double whammy and tells her that he knows that she's been taking fertility injections behind his back.
Okay. Yeah. Things are going really well today.
Really bad. Not a good day.
No.
He's really hurt by this. He says, You took this thing that you said we were in together and made it your own. The same thing that you're doing with the girl. You became obsessed and locked me out from the start. Mm-hmm. So everything he has to say, she has an explanation for.
Yeah, why is she hiding this? The fertility thing.
Yeah, basically her excuse is like because they tried for years and like nothing worked, and it was taking a toll on both of them.
Yeah.
And she said like she just didn't want him to have to worry about it anymore, and she was hoping one day she would become pregnant and just be able to say, surprise, guess what, I'm pregnant. And it could just be a happy, not stressful thing for him. But he's like, that's not cool.
No.
Yeah. So I'm definitely on his side when it comes to the
I agree.
Keeping the injections from him. And so everything he is saying, she's got an explanation until he pulls out Clara's stuffed penguin and he turns out the contents of its belly pocket that it has, and a bunch of glass shards come pouring out.
Oh, Lord.
I know, along with other like random little dangerous sharp objects. And when Paula sees that, she doesn't have anything to say this time, but she remains loyal to Clara's innocence. But she can't explain it, but she's like, no, she's not dangerous. It wasn't her. I don't know what's going on, but she totally trusts Clara.
I wouldn't. I'm sorry. I'm out.
I know that I don't think I could defend anymore.
I'm definitely not.
Later on, when Paula's alone in the house, she receives a phone call on the home line. And on the other end, very quiet and like sniffling, we hear Clara.
Oh.
And she's just crying and saying mom over and over.
Okay.
Paula, of course, tries to start asking questions, but the line goes dead before she can get any answers.
Right.
So she tells Simon what happened. They go down to the police station where she tells them, and they're able to trace the call, and the call came from Paula's cell phone. So the police are like, hey, so you need a psych eval, because they think that she made the call in hopes that it could work, her story could be evidence, and that she wouldn't think that they could actually trace the call back to her cell phone. So they think she's like basically fucking going insane.
Right. And I'll be honest, like, I haven't seen the movie, but it does sound like that could be a genuine possibility that she is going a little crazy.
Yes.
But my question is, has she not noticed that her phone was missing? Did it just go missing?
Yeah, we don't know.
We don't know. Okay.
Yep. She has it with her, though, at the police station.
Really?
Yes.
Weird.
So then it makes you go, like, obviously off camera.
Right.
Did you do this? Yeah. Yeah. It's still very much 50-50, if not leaning more toward like, oh, she's going out of her mind.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, now Simon's looking at her, too, being like, did you make this call and you're doing all this stuff to, like, whether it's purposeful or you don't even know you're doing it because it's like you're so hysterical right now and you want to believe she's okay. So she does do a psych eval, and then she has to leave her cell phone at the station before going home because I guess it's evidence for right now.
Ooh, okay. I mean, I guess so. That sucks, though.
And then as she leaves the station, she decides to steal Clara's file. The like files that they were using. And she tells Simon that she needs to go for a walk by herself. So he goes home and she goes to a local cafe where she starts studying these files that she stole.
Okay. I am curious.
Yeah, like I'm happy she did it for my sake, but like I don't think I could do that.
Yeah.
The first file is full of all the missing children that they think could possibly be Clara. It's like all these like just basically all Europe missing children right now. She goes through every single one and she doesn't think any of them are Clara. So then there's a second file, and this one is titled or labeled like Crimes Against Children. And in this horrific file, there are crime cases paired with pictures of abused children. And in one of the cases, she sees a picture where there's a little handmade paper angel on the ground, which stands out to her because Clara hasn't only made the one, she's made multiple throughout like the whole movie. She really cares about these little paper angels.
Okay.
The girl in the picture, though, not Clara. It's a 17-year-old Swiss girl named Ingrid who was found dead in France, suffering of malnutrition. She ends up tracking down the forensic doctor that did the autopsy for Ingrid, and she begs the doctor to tell her everything that she can remember about this case. And the woman at first is like, who are you?
Yeah.
Why do you have a license and registration to be able to do this? And she basically appeals to her like mom to mom and is like, please help me. So the woman tells her that she recalls extensive kidney damage in Ingrid.
Oh.
And then there were signs of repeated injuries to the neck. And apparently she also had a lazy eye that was also documented.
Okay.
And the lazy eye thing like really strikes a chord in Paula. And she goes running back to her car and looks in on the missing children's file again. Because she remembers a girl with a lazy eye in the missing children's file. And it turns out that, yes, there was a Swiss girl as well. And she went missing when she was 12 at a beach in Spain, here in Spain.
Okay.
So she ends up spiraling online, like watching videos of this Ingrid girl's parents doing like news interviews. And there's one that they give in Ingrid's bedroom. And again, in the background, you see all these hanging paper angels.
Right.
So now she goes back to Clara's drawing that she couldn't understand. This is very much like puzzle piece montage that's going on.
I know exactly the vibe.
Yeah. She goes back to that drawing. It's ripped in two, but she's taped it together again. And she's trying to figure out what Clara was trying to tell her here. And when she walks into the playroom, she realizes that when she flips this photo upside down, it matches perfectly with the view outside the big window in here.
Ooh.
And she realizes that the black box in the picture is the tinted, like the black box that they thought was like a house.
Oh, yeah.
Like on the horizon of like the grass and the sky. She realizes like putting it next to the window and looking out, it's not a house that's drawn. It's a tinted window on the neighbor's house that like stands out as like kind of more of a black box. And when she looks at that window, she sees Eduardo, her neighbor, standing there like looking at her again.
Oh, I don't like this.
And she just like waves back, but then rushes to the phone and she calls the authorities because she thinks that Clara is trying to tell her that Eduardo is bad. Mm-hmm. And now she thinks Eduardo has kidnapped Clara and has kept her hidden for who knows how long.
Yeah.
So she reports him to the authorities and asks them to come and investigate him immediately. And she goes ahead and gives them Ingrid's name too. And she's like, hey, I think that he's involved in the Ingrid, I forget her last name, but she says her last name too, in Ingrid's case as well.
Wow.
And although the authorities tell her to like remain in her house while they send people out, as soon as she hangs up, she marches over to Eduardo's house herself. And this is our second survivability check-in.
Wow. Okay, this is really interesting because I think that's a valid jump to make. Honestly, I do think it is because like that is creepy. But also
Boogeyman, she seems abused. Boogeyman, she's drawn like this black. She's like, look, this is what you need to know. It's like lines up with his window. Yeah.
It doesn't
crazy like the paper angel thing being like, oh my God, there's two girls, you know.
Right.
Good on her for figuring that out.
To me, because like my conclusion is I hate to say it, but I would jump to some kind of like human trafficking kind of thing. Like some kind of that's where you know these children are being taken and them turning up at a certain age, that like 17, like that's concerning. But at the same time, like while these are all valid jumps to make, I'm like still not sure how much I trust Paula in all of this, just because I'm like unsure about that. But then there's also the chalk. Like, what does the chalk mean? Like maybe that's going back to I don't know. I just thinking like that could have been something if it was some kind of like she was abducted and she escaped. Did they get in trouble when they left certain perimeters? And that's why she's scared to leave. I don't know. This is really interesting.
Yeah. It's a very unfortunately, I'm going to save my thoughts.
Sorry.
For the end. So Act 2, I have 4 questions. How likely are you to think that Clara is dangerous and refuse to stand up for her? This is taking into account everything that has happened in this act, like down to the penguin, what we found in the penguin.
I definitely at this point think she's dangerous. And I don't think that she's like evil. I think she's like a troubled child. I don't even think necessarily that she means to be malicious. Like that's where my brain would be. But I would be like, this is no longer something that I can take care of. So I think I'm going to go pretty high on this because I do think I would say, nope, can't do this. I'm going to say like, honestly, like 92.
Wow.
It's out of my hands.
Penguin.
Yeah, and just I don't like this is not something that I'm capable of handling. I'm not qualified to handle this situation. If this was my child that I had, raised, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But like you've known each other for like not that like a week plus.
Yeah, a week, I would say. Well, a couple, but like most of it was spent in the hospital as hospital visits. So like
I couldn't at this point.
I did go 38.
Damn.
Yeah, because and maybe it's like me seeing her behavior and like how sweet she is. It really comes off as like genuine. I think seeing the child probably makes a difference because it's like I kind of am with Paula where I'm like, there's just no way. There's no way. Is that going to be the twist? Like, no. And I think even if I thought it was her doing the glass, I think I would still stand up for her because I'd be like, this is like, I think very obviously like an abused child.
Sure.
And she just doesn't feel safe. And it's not okay, but like we need to make sure she's okay and gets help because like even if she's doing that, it's like from a place I think of fear of what she's been through,
I totally agree. I just would say
the second half
in
of
my
like
house.
would I do anything? Yeah.
You take her somewhere else and address this.
Yes.
Because I would be a little scared.
Yes, because it's like, okay, if you are doing the glass thing, like that you can't do that. You need to go.
Because I would think it was her doing that. Absolutely. With the bunny. Like she definitely did it. Yeah. Well, I don't think she definitely did it from the perspective of the film, but like in a real life situation, I think she definitely did it.
You would think that, yeah.
She didn't mean to be malicious. Maybe you're right. She's doing it defensively. Like that's totally understandable.
Yeah. Okay, now, would you leave Clara's file behind at the station rather than steal it and do your own research?
I would leave it behind. So am I going high or low?
High.
High? Yeah, I'm not. No, they're going to know it was me. And I'm going to get in legal trouble. Like 96.
Yeah, I want 85.
Like, I'm not taking that file. I don't want to get in trouble.
No,
it's just not.
That's scary.
Yeah.
How unlikely are you to figure out the meaning of Clara's drawing?
That seems like it's just kind of luck. Like you happen to walk in holding it.
Yeah, in the right spot, the right time.
Caught your eye.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say less than 50.
Okay.
I'm going to say 47.
Okay. I went 61.
Okay. Yeah.
I think... I'm not sure if I would figure that out. I'm not very visually observant in that way.
Fair enough, yeah.
And then, do you stay at home like the authorities tell you to over the phone?
Oh, yeah, I'm not going over there.
That's how we just ended, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not again, like, I hope this doesn't sound horrible to the listeners out there. Hi, everyone. I just feel like this is so out of my hands. This is so out of, this is not me. 94.
Yeah, I went 90.
Yeah, I'm not.
I just, like, they're coming, and I'm going to keep my eyes on that house like a hawk.
Sure.
Yeah. So my act 2 is a 69.
Well, isn't that just lovely?
Yeah.
My score is pretty high as well. Much higher than my act 1. It is an 82.
Yeah. So same. It's like a big, we have a similar jump from me going from like 43 to 69 and then 50 to 80 for you.
Exactly, yeah.
Time for act 3.
I'm invested in this story.
It's one of those. Yeah. It's one of those where we're like, what is happening?
What is going on here?
So now we get hit with a flashback from Eduardo's point of view.
Oh no. That's not what I wanted to hear.
Yeah. It's late at night. He's driving in his car and then he pulls over to a random spot at the side of the road. He carries Clara out of his car and sets her down in the middle of the road. And then he points to the police lights in the distance. I guess it's just like a police checkpoint, according to Wikipedia, which I wasn't familiar with, but it's just a thing and it's normal. Okay. So there's police up ahead.
Wait, quickly, Eduardo's the neighbor, right?
Yep.
Okay, just checking.
Yes. But yeah, he's instructing her to walk to the police up ahead and tells her not to talk. He says, I'll come back for you, but right now you're sick. So you need to go to the police.
Oh.
So I don't know his full plan at this point, how he thinks this is going to go, but she's fallen ill and he knows that she needs a hospital visit, but he can't take her to the hospital because he's a kidnapper.
Yeah, I can't really do that, huh?
Yeah, so he turns on the flashlight on his phone and points it down at the little, like the 2 white lines on the road and emphasizes to her, just follow the chalk lines. Like you can just keep following because it'll eventually, she'll come upon the police if she just keeps walking.
Right.
We get another flash of Eduardo practicing what he wants to say to Paula and Simon in the mirror. We see him saying to himself in the mirror, "Are you sure you want to do this? The girl should be in the hospital under the care of professionals." So he's very subtle in his suggestions, but looking back, he's definitely like the leader of the apprehension in the friend group when they took Clara in.
Yeah.
And then at the dinner party, along with voicing concern, he also had taken one of the glasses off the table. So they were one short. Like the whole table was set for this dinner party, but there was one wine glass that was missing. He had taken it. And when Paula realized that she forgot a glass, he offered to go and get another one from the kitchen. So then he walks in there alone. We did see this. I didn't even mention it because it's like so subtle.
Yeah, you don't
when
want to
you're
bring
watching it. Like if I brought it up, you'd be like, why is this important?
Yeah, sometimes you have to drop things because you're like, you
yeah,
never would have picked up on that.
Yes, yeah. So yeah, he goes into the kitchen, and when he was in there, he broke the glass. He like coughs loudly as he like breaks the glass.
Bro.
And then he fills the jar of jam with the glass shards.
Jeez.
Later, he also snuck into the house, messed up their washing machine to distract Paula.
Oh my God.
And while she was distracted, he snuck over to Clara, told her to be quiet, picked her up and tried to kidnap her again, like take her from this house. And he was about to get out of the house with her through the kitchen door, but Simon had just arrived home and he was entering through the kitchen door. So he had to abort the plan and like leave Clara in the kitchen. And then he had to sneak out of the house, failing to bring Clara with him. And it's so spooky, like seeing the perspective of like there's a man in your house creeping and crawling around your house.
Yeah.
And they just did not know. And now you're seeing it. It's like, ew, this is so spooky.
Putting those two scenes like back to, seeing both versions, that's really creepy.
Yeah. Now, after Clara had gone missing the second time with her coat found in the lake, the scene where all of their friends were in the house and Paula walked in on them talking about her.
Yeah.
Eduardo whispers to Claudia to tell Paula the news about her due date, that Paula would be glad to hear it. Like, cheer her up, tell her about your due date. And he knows this is going to send Paula spiraling. And at this point, he's doing what he can to make her look crazy.
Oh, yeah. True.
Yeah. Which is why he also steals her cell phone when they leave that day.
Oh my God.
And has Clara call her just for a couple seconds, knowing that the call would be traced back to Paula, continuing this narrative and making her look crazy.
Nice.
So yeah, and then he returns the cell phone as soon as that's done. Like, because he's a friend. Like, friends are always in and out of the house. Like, they're all very close.
Right.
So yeah, he ends up getting the cell phone back and she never notices it was gone.
Yeah. Wow.
Because she's like preoccupied and stressed out.
Fair enough.
So yeah, Eduardo is an evil man.
Wow.
Back.
Evil man.
Surprise, it's an evil man. Okay.
Shocker.
Back to the present, Paula has walked straight into Eduardo's house with like a brief knock. She's like, hello. Yeah. She's not even sneaking.
Oh, dear God.
And he's there. He's standing inside his dining room and she's in the kitchen and they just like stand there and stare at each other.
Ooh.
And he asks if everything is okay. And she asks if he's alone. And he says yes. She goes, Maite said I should come pick something up, some maps that she said I could borrow. So he invites her to come with him to the living room where he starts looking through drawers for these maps. And she's just like looking around everywhere, getting the lay of the land here.
Okay.
Where could Clara be? The energy here is that they both know what's going on here, but they're both pretending not to.
Oh, okay. I was going to say like, okay, at least she's playing it cool, but it sounds like it's pretty clear.
And he's had such a close eye on her the entire time, like paranoid that she's going to figure it out. And now with her like bursting in, he's like, fuck, she's figured it out.
Yep.
And she knows that he knows, and he knows that she knows that he knows. It's, yeah.
Ooh, yikes.
So he tells her to wait in the living room while he goes to look for the maps elsewhere. And once he's out of the room, Paula can tell that, like I said, she can tell that he knows. She wasn't banking on this. So she's like, actually, I need to get out of here. But when she tries to leave through that kitchen door that she came from, she finds it locked from the inside. And And that's when Eduardo steps into the room and they just stare at each other again.
Hey.
And she tries to make a run for it. She's like, okay, we can't like play nice anymore. She tries to make a run for it. She doesn't get 2 steps away before he grabs her, pushes her up against the wall, brings the pointy end of a hammer down right onto like her clavicle, like that space right up above your clavicle. The hammer gets stuck inside her and she like slides down the wall to the ground. This is another moment that sticks out to me where it's nothing crazy in terms of gore that we've seen, but it just feels so real where there's an awful, way too long shot of him trying to pull the hammer out of her.
Yes.
Like it's really stuck and he's like, ugh.
Yes.
And then there's a squelchy crack when it comes out.
Gross, yeah.
He opens up a hidden door on one side of their kitchen island. And
no.
And he drags her down into a basement.
Oh, perfect.
In there.
Oh, I'm so mad at her for going over there. Genuinely.
I know. It totally makes sense with her personality because like, and what it does, like no one believes her. So she's like, I'm going to call the authorities, but if they fuck it up again, I got to do something. You know what I mean?
Like,
but wait and see if the authorities can do it first.
Yes,
but
yes.
It isn't one of those things where I'm like, girl, what are you doing? Because it's just the circumstance. I'm like,
sure.
Okay, I do get it. But it's like, now what, you know? So down in this cellar, the first room that we see is a children's room covered in sections of chalk. And Clara is in here.
Okay.
She looks terrified, of course, seeing Paula like this. And when Eduardo drags Paula through this room and into a different one, you can tell that Clara wants to run after her, but the lines of chalk around her stop her. Now Eduardo is getting knocks at his door upstairs.
Yes.
So cut to him answering the door. And yes, the authorities are here responding to the call.
Oh, they're not going to find anything.
And he goes, oh, Paula called you, didn't she? Yeah, sure. Come on in.
Oh,
you know?
Yep.
He's like very nonchalant. He's playing into like, oh, poor Paula. She's so paranoid right now.
Crazy girly.
Yeah. So cut to later that night. Apparently he dealt with the cops and now he's, yep. We don't even see, like they don't even show us. They just cut to and they're like, the cops didn't do shit.
Yeah, they didn't care.
So yeah, later that night, he's dealt with that. And now he's down in this creepy concrete room with Paula. Right. Because did I explain that right? There's a room, a chalk room that Clara's in. And then there's a separate room off of that with a door separating that Paula is in. And it's like just like a concrete block, basically, of a room. He has her restrained to a pole with some like metal bar contraption around her neck. It's not even like rope that he's tied her against the pole with. It's like, I don't even know what contraption this is, but it's made of metal around her neck, keeping her against this pole.
Ooh.
And he pulls as hard as he can on the back of it to like choke her out for a good 30 seconds before letting go.
Yikes.
And then he goes and sits in a chair opposite her and she tells him she called the police and he tells her, yeah, they didn't believe you. She's not fazed. She tells him that they will find her and she tells him that she found Ingrid and has her autopsy file. And he demands to know where she has it. And she tells him it's in her car. So he digs her car keys out of her pocket and leaves to go and retrieve it.
Okay, why'd she tell him? Yeah, like what's
she
the plan?
Just wants him out of here.
True.
Because now while he's searching her car, she somehow manages to reach and get like the door separating her and Clara open with her foot. I don't know how she freaking does it.
Okay. Queen shit.
And she says to her, Clara, listen to me, please. I need your help. Watch this. And then in her pocket, she had a piece of chalk. So she takes out the chalk and she throws it to Clara. And Clara's able to reach out and take it. And then Paula tells her she's the bravest person that she knows and she needs to draw the lines over to the closet and hide inside of it. She needs to like draw and hide. And you're sitting here like, oh, I think we're going to have a path to where we were hiding.
I was
showing on the floor.
Thinking that.
But don't worry. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
At one point, Paula asks if she's made it to the closet yet. And Clara says, I don't want to. My mom's punishment was here.
Ooh.
She doesn't want to go in there. Paula asks, your mom was here? And Clara says yes. And Paula further questions, was your mom named Ingrid? And Clara says yes.
Oh.
So what has happened here is Eduardo kidnapped Ingrid when she was 12.
Oh.
Got her pregnant.
Yep.
And Clara was born.
Yep.
And then when Ingrid was too old for him at 17, he killed her. And now he uses Clara And I feel like at this point I can say, because it never gets fully explained.
Sure.
But I think you can say now, like, what happens when she steps outside of the chalk lines that he has confined her in to keep her where she needs to be and like not escaping. We can imagine what kind of punishments she endures from leaving the chalk lines. And it's the system of him just keeping her there and not escaping.
Yep.
Fucked up stuff.
Yeah.
So Clara says yes, like her mom was Ingrid. And then they hear the door slam upstairs, signaling Eduardo's return. So, of course, he's immediately pissed off when he comes down here and sees Clara's gone.
Yeah.
He doesn't even try to say or do anything to Paula. He just immediately starts searching. Obviously, the new chalk lines lead him to the closet.
Yeah.
But when he opens it, she's not in there.
Okay.
He is upturning pretty much everything in the room, trying to find her until he goes to Paula, like demanding her to tell him where she is. Paula doesn't say shit. He starts getting violent, choking her out again, screaming at her. And in the background, while he's doing this to Paula, we can see Clara crawl out from under a dresser and start drawing the chalk lines to the exit door of this first room.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm sure it was like they planned this. They didn't put it on camera for us, but like draw to the closet so that he thinks you're in there, but then step inside a different chalk area to throw him off.
Yep.
And it's so cute. Like, bro, the way that she adds new chalk, the way she does it, she like has her little piece of chalk and she draws like a half circle and then she erases the line and moves it like a little bit forward. And then she draws another half circle and erases the line. And then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like extending her path. And so it takes her a bit, but we see her doing that toward the exit. And she makes it to the door. She opens it. She steps outside of it. Eduardo sees this as soon as like that door opens and he starts running for her, but she closes the door behind her and locks it before he can get her.
Oh.
So now he's locked in.
Okay.
Yes, with Paula. Slowly she starts drawing her chalk path up the stairs. She makes it to the kitchen. It just is so sad because like she knows he's locked away right now. And she still like is too scared to step out of the chalk.
Yeah.
So she gets up into the kitchen. She gets outside all the way across the porch. And then she looks up and smiles when she sees Paula and Simon's house like across the way. And she tries like a couple times to step down onto the grass, but she keeps second guessing herself.
Yeah.
Like she's terrified to step out the chalk. She can see Simon through a glass door on the second floor of his house. It's getting dark and the lights are on. So like she can see him. And she's crying and she's like calling out to him. She just wants him to see her without her having to step out of the chalk. But he's not seeing. So she's just like crying and she keeps calling and he's like on the phone. I'm pretty sure he's actively reporting Paula missing.
Oh,
and so
yeah.
On this phone call. Finally, she decides to step down onto the grass after like, she tries like 5 times where she's like, I could do it. And then she's like, no, I can't do it. And then I could do it. And finally she does. She steps onto the grass and she's still very hesitant, terrified. She's like slowly walking closer to Simon's house, still screaming his name, hoping that he'll see her and she can stop. He never sees her, but someone does see her. Maite has arrived at home.
Oh,
the wife.
Okay.
She's walking up the path, returning home for the day, and she's like, oh my God, Clara, what are you doing out here? What's happening? Where's Paula? And she looks around and like sees that they appear to be alone. So Clara is slowly backing away, her breathing panicked, and Maite slowly comes closer, telling her to calm down, like, it's okay, come here. She wraps Clara in a hug, and then the hug turns into her grabbing and lifting Clara up and carrying her back into their house. So Clara starts screaming and like shouting the whole way, still trying to get Simon's attention. He doesn't see her. Maite gets her back into the house, and we cut to the next day.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. It's morning. Eduardo is sleeping in bed, and Maite is sitting in a chair at the corner of the room waiting for him to wake up.
Ooh.
And once he does, he looks at her and she says, here's what's going to happen. And now I need to tell you something I left out before. We got a brief scene that showed like how controlling Eduardo is with Maite. He's like, he's just evil to everyone. He's awful. Obviously, he's just an awful person. So of course she's not being treated well by him. She wanted to go and visit her sons who are in college in the city.
Okay.
One day, and apparently he gave her permission to do that because he needs to give her permission.
Cool.
But then, like, the day before when she was like, okay, yeah, so tomorrow I'm going, he was like, I never gave you permission. You have to stay here.
Oh my God.
And like, blah, blah. He's awful. So in the present day, she goes, I'll go and see my sons whenever I want. You'll give me money for the tickets and food. I'll continue to be here as usual, but you'll never ask me about them again, and they'll never have to come back. Insinuating here that their sons don't come here to visit due to an abusive history and fear of their father. So she waits for his response, and he goes, and the basement? So she is just now finding out about this. The basement, I don't know if you knew about Ingrid.
Sure, yeah.
But she just didn't know that, like, the basement, like how extensive all that goes with the whole basement setup. But she stays quiet, and he takes that as a silent confirmation that she won't be telling anyone. So he thanks her. And she continues, I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this for my sons. Let me go and brew some coffee. She's like, okay. Gonna make you breakfast now. So that's awful. Like, I don't care what you're doing for your sons.
No.
Like, you can, if you want to do something for your sons, like,
report
make
your
sure
husband.
that, yes. So she's like low-key, she's evil in like a bystander effect kind of way, like a really insane, heavy bystander kind of way.
Yes.
So she serves him breakfast before telling him that she'll be out in the yard. And when she opens the kitchen door, now in the daylight, she can see Clara's chalk handprints all over the outside of the door from her struggle last night, trying to get her in the house. And we get a quick cut of Simon watching this door from next door. And that's when a SWAT team comes running up the porch and into the house. So Simon saw the chalk handprints on the door. He knows Paula's missing now. He's rethinking everything.
Yeah.
He's now finally believing his wife.
Oh my God.
And he's called and reported, and low-key there's a little bit here of like, oh, a man reports and now we get a SWAT team. That's nice.
Right.
But they're finally here, and thank God they do find the basement, and Paula and Clara are freed.
Oh, good. Okay.
Now cut to Paula on a video call with Clara, who is now reunited with her biological grandma.
Oh, wow.
And she's smiling like really big into the phone from her grandma's kitchen. And she tells Paula that she's doing good. So she's like just doing better now. And she's very much more communicative. And she doesn't need to be in the chalk anymore because, you know, she faced that fear like stepping off the porch and everything.
Right.
And being saved. I'm sure there's a lot more that's gone into it behind the scenes, of course, with that kind of trauma. But she's doing good. And Paula tells her that she's so happy to see her, and Clara's enthusiastic in her agreement. It's just like it's so nice seeing Clara here, because the whole movie she like is pretty much expressionless, except for fear.
Yep.
So it's like, oh my God, seeing her like so happy and giggly and excited to talk is like so nice.
Yeah,
but she shows Paula her grandma's dog and how sunny it is outside that day. And Paula jokes about how cloudy it is by her in comparison. And we can see in Paula's background that her and Simon have moved out of the villa neighborhood and into the city. Okay. And when she sets the camera down, Paula's pregnancy bump is revealed.
Oh.
So she's pregnant now. And that's how the movie ends. So that's it. The happy ending. But like, so Clara's going to be okay.
Yeah. Simon
and Paula are starting their happy family. And all is well, despite, I'm sure, the lingering trauma.
Yeah, just the lingering trauma. Yeah, it's actually kind of crazy. I did not expect this movie, just considering how dark it was, that like I didn't think it would be a happy ending. Just it's so dark. It is so dark. And there's still like questions I have about like there was someone before Ingrid wasn't there. Oh, yeah.
I'm still curious about the exact details of what the wife knew and didn't know. Right. I'm curious about like what exactly happened with their sons and all of that. But at the end of the day, unfortunately, this is a story of like child abuse and a woman who is not believed. Yep. And I mean, the movie very much set it at a 50-50 pace of like, what's going to happen? Is Paula onto something or not? Or is she spiraling? And you don't know. And then it just makes you feel like bad too by the end when you're like, oh, I wasn't sure about Paula. And then it's like, well, that sucks because she was doing the right thing the whole time. Yep. And this was just crazy. But My just biggest fear, as everyone probably knows, is a violent man. A psychopathic man. And the amount, like the whole children aspect and the sexual abuse and the psychological abuse that was instilled on these kids, it's like it hits even worse when it's a child versus what feels like pretty common. Like you see that in horror with grown women, you know, that kind of like abuse in horror, and we're almost desensitized to it, I think, because of the way that horror handles it. You know, there's sometimes too where like they handle it in like a more delicate fashion and it hits harder, like an emotional sense, but just like violence against children, and just never, like, no matter how you do it in horror, it just
the second
it's awful.
No, I agree, because like, you know, we watch a lot of slashers and there's like a lot of just like there's another woman, there she goes, and it doesn't bother me, but the second you do anything with kids, it's like, oh, they're not gonna go that far, right? Like they're not gonna kill. It like doesn't matter the tone of the movie, because I think I can say that like even Terrifier 3 deals with children killing children, and that's like kind of comedic horror, and it's still just like so not okay. Like that made me so uncomfortable. So like in a movie like this where it's like serious toned, it's like oh, it's hard
and makes you really sit in it and face it. It's just like feels awful. So I guess that's probably why it stuck with me. I mean, the whole chalk line concept is also so fucked up. It's like never something I'd heard of before, where he contained her in chalk and like psychologically conditioned her basically to like to stay a victim and not try to leave. It's just like so fucked up, and it's like nothing I've ever seen in a movie before. So and it's almost worse. Like in Terrifier 3, they were like killed. Yes, like kids were just dropping.
Yeah,
it's also just different. Like even that, of course, like sits with you different from the usual tone of what Terrifier is doing.
Sure.
But then here, like the fact that it's not, I mean, you grieve for what happened to Ingrid, and then like it's just like knowing just sitting with like the abuse and trauma that Clara has faced and will live with forever, like is also just so heavy. It's also because of the tone, but it's like worse sometimes than like, and she was killed. It's like, oh my God, you went through that. Now you have to live with that forever. And it's just awful. Okay.
Yeah, so that was a really fun one, like you said.
Oh, yeah.
Just like you said.
It's a standout, but it's awful.
It's a really good story, though. Like, really interesting.
A well-done story.
Yeah.
Okay, I have 4 questions for Act 3.
All right.
Can you escape Eduardo in his house that's locked from the inside?
Probably not. I mean, like, technically, like, there's ways to get out, but it sounds like he sees you. So, like, you're not going to sneak out a window, you know?
Yeah. He knows as soon as you enter, like, you figured it out.
I'll say it's got to be pretty low. I'm going to say 24.
I went 8.
Really? Okay.
Like, I don't know, because you have the windows.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Maybe that you can figure out, like lock yourself in somewhere, escape through a window.
Yeah. That's
what I was thinking too. But it would be tough. Yeah. Do you trick Eduardo to go and look for Ingrid's autopsy in your car? Because he's just gonna like be stationed down by you. It seems like
it's a smart plan. I don't know if I would think to do it.
Yeah, I guess clever. If you think there's anything you could come up with to get him to leave for a while.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
Do you think you could do that?
Probably not likely.
I'm
going to say 37.
Okay. I went 48.
Okay.
I wanted to stay under 50.
Yeah.
It's like maybe that would cross my mind, but could I actually pull it off? I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you tell Clara to hide and escape with the piece of chalk from your pocket?
This is like one of those situations where like I think I would just be so helpless that I just don't know that I could come up with anything.
Like having fight left in you at this point is hard.
Yeah. I do think like
mentally
when you're telling this story, I don't know that I would do these specific steps, but like I felt so much anger, and I'm imagining that if I were in that situation, just the level of anger would be a certain amount of adrenaline that could push you through something.
Yeah. It's like, but which way does it push you? Does it push you to like just mentally break down completely or push you to fight harder? Like, I don't know which direction. When she tells him, I call the police, and he's like, they didn't believe you. And she just is like, they'll find me. I don't care. She's not deterred by that at all. Right. And I'm like, that would really be the last nail in the coffin. Like, that would be my 13th reason. I'd be like, what more can I do?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, that's so true. Anyways. But with that being said, I don't think I would necessarily come up with the plan. I think executing the plan, easy. It's coming up with the plan.
I will say, I don't know if this factors into it for you, but when he pulled her car keys out of her pocket, that's when the chalk fell out and she saw it and she was like, okay, so like,
sure.
You see the chalk, it's on your mind at least.
Okay. I'll go 54.
Okay, yeah. I went 70.
Yeah. I just don't know if I would come up with the idea like, you're going to pretend to go to the closet. We're going to, you know what I mean? I don't know. I think they would be hard for me, but it's possible. It's definitely possible.
Yeah. And then finally, as Simon, do you notice the chalk handprints on the neighbor's door and call the authorities?
Now that I know she's missing, like I know my wife is missing, that's weird.
Yep.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think I do. I'm not going to say guaranteed because I also just always think I'm paranoid. I'm going to say 88.
I went 95.
Yeah.
It's pretty apparent. Like the next morning, you're going to see, if you look out your window and look at the neighbor's house, you're going to see that. So yeah, that brings my Act 3 score to a 55. Little bit lower than Act 2.
Sure. I have a 51. So yeah, I went back to like Act 1 pretty much.
Yeah.
Or Act 2 stayed pretty high.
Yeah. Okay. My final score turned out to be 58%.
Okay. Mine is a 62.
Yeah.
Right in the
60.
same, right in the same realm.
Okay.
60%. I'm okay with this because for me, I wouldn't end up in Act 3 at all.
Sure. Yes.
Because I do think for me, like Act 2 is where it's over for me. And I just say, I worry for this child, but I'm not qualified to solve whatever's going on.
Yeah, I don't think I would. I think it's interesting. Yeah, actually, this 60% combined feels perfect because I feel like both of us overall with the movie are very 50-50 in terms of like, we weren't sure 50-50 on what was happening here.
Right.
We weren't sure if it was like Paula or us being paranoid.
Yep.
Or if it was like the boogeyman, if it was Eduardo. We were 50-50 on that until the end.
Yep.
Where we were like, okay, it's pretty likely that we're going to figure that out.
Yep.
But then we get like that added 10% cushion to up to 60 because it's like once we figure that out, we're going to let the authorities take it from here.
Right.
Which it sucks because if she wouldn't have gone, the authorities, he talked them away.
That's true, yeah.
So who knows what would have happened if we did go that route.
Yeah.
So it's like her going over there and going missing is kind of what led to
so true.
The authorities finally taking it seriously now that Simon reported her.
Yeah.
So it's kind of messy, but I feel like 60% is kind of what I live on a survivability score, like on a daily basis. I'm like, okay, I'm probably like 60% fine, but I'm like so paranoid. I'm like, there's like a 40% chance on any regular day that I might be murdered today.
Yeah, that does sound like the Cassie-verse, actually.
Yeah, so that feels very real to me. This movie feels very real to me. So 60%.
60.
Thank you guys for bearing with me through that. I don't know. Let me know how you felt about this kind of tone for an episode, because I know it's among the darkest that we've covered, and if that's like something that is too much, or if every once in a while you're like, no, it's okay to like delve into something darker and more serious.
Yeah,
you can be honest about like how you feel about that.
Hit up the Discord.
Yeah, you guys can check us out on Instagram at I'd Survive Podcast. That is linked in the description of this episode. Also linked below are all the other places you can find us, including our Patreon for video episodes and bonus content, as well as our Discord, where we have an interactive worksheet that you can fill out to let us know, would you survive?